Fox 61 News at 5 starts now.
Now at 5, dry today, but we are under a weather watch alert for what's to come. Meteorologist Ryan Breton has your forecast.
And a 22-year-old shot in broad daylight. We're hearing from police about their search for a suspect.
And calls for accountability after consistent bus issues. And now we're hearing from the bus company about what they say is to blame.
Plus a follow-up from Farmington, where a TikToker discovers a rug in the river. Some people were quick to say it was connected to a criminal case. We'll tell you what police determined during their investigation.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're under a weather watch alert tonight. We have a live look across the state right now for the current conditions. We have Hartford, Middletown, New Haven, and Mohegan Sun. It's not too bad right now, but tomorrow things look different.
No, we have some rain coming our way, so let's send it over to meteorologist Ryan Breton for a first look at the forecast. Ryan, what's on the way?
Hi, Brent and Sarah. Not locally right now, but you can see it on the radar. This is what we're watching for the day tomorrow. All of this shower and thunderstorm activity down around D.C. And actually, at the moment, there's a tornado warning just to the south of D.C., showing the energy that's available for this system. Right now, though, radar is nice and quiet across all of Connecticut, and we'll be in good shape for this evening. But by tomorrow morning, showers and thunderstorms will be developing. We'll probably have one round right around sunrise, then a break for the middle of the day with some sunshine developing, and the chance for a pop-up storm in the afternoon. Most of these storms will just produce heavy rain, thunder, and lightning, but a couple of isolated stronger or severe storms are possible, and there's even a small tornado risk as these storms come through southern New England. You saw the tornado warning down around D.C. This evening, no issues, though. As we get past midnight, that's when some of this rain starts to develop, and here's 6 o'clock in the morning. Scattered showers and storms, and that risk will continue through the morning until we get a break, and then perhaps another round, especially in northern Connecticut, in the afternoon. This all ushers in a big change for the rest of the week. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, Ryan, thank you. We have developing news right now in Plainville, where police are looking for the person or people responsible for shooting a man at an apartment complex parking lot this morning.
The 22-year-old was taken to a hospital and underwent surgery. Let's get out to Fox 61's Tony Black. He's live in Plainville after speaking with the neighbor who called police. Tony, what are they saying?
Yeah, you guys, residents here at the Hamlin View Terrace Apartments tell me that they're in shock after a man was shot in their parking lot today. Now, I spoke with a neighbor who called 911 and helped that man until police arrived. He tells me that he heard what he first thought was fireworks, but then realized it was gunshots followed by screams. Now, this all happened around 10:30 this morning. Plainville police say the victim had been shot twice in the arm and in the leg while sitting in his car. The 22-year-old victim then left his vehicle to get help from those nearby. He was taken to New Britain Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and underwent surgery. Police canvassed the complex to get any information they could from neighbors and also make sure whoever shot the man wasn't still on site. Quentin Johansson has lived here for 15 years and acted quick to help the man.
I think briefly some minor concern happened that, oh, what if somebody's still around? But then I just kicked into this guy needs help. Took a bit of doing and convincing to get him to actually sit down on the floor, because running around like he was doing was just going to make him bleed worse.
This is actually a very rare occurrence to have a shooting like this, and so, you know, it is a small town, only 17,000 residents. But unfortunately, in this day and age, you can't discount this from happening in any town in America.
Plainville High and Linden Street Elementary were both placed on lockdown for about an hour out of caution. Police believe that the suspect or suspects left in a newer model luxury black SUV and likely got on the highway, which is just down the road from us here. The only description of any possible clothing is likely dark clothing, possibly a black hoodie. Now, they think that the incident was targeted, but are asking anyone with information to reach out to them. They are planning to interview the victim again after surgery to try and get more details on who shot him. Live in Plainville, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, Tony. Fox 61 has continued to hold people accountable when it comes to the safe and timely transportation of kids in this new school year.
Fox 61's Matt Karen is live in Waterbury now to follow up on parents' concerns there after a 4-year-old was dropped off alone outside a sketchy motel. Matt?
Yeah, and parents tell me that at this point they're just sick and tired of their concerns being ignored and their calls not being returned. So they plan to show up at the Board of Ed meeting this coming Thursday at 5:30.
The big message I want to send to the parents at Waterbury is that this is not the fault of the workers.
For the first time since news broke of busing chaos in Waterbury,
Late. It's a safety issue.
we're hearing from the drivers through their union.
Over the summer, the company came in and decided they were going to change those routes.
Harms said Durham School Services and National Express eliminated some routes, added more stops, and has been plagued by mismanagement and budget issues. Our multiple attempts to interview the bus company have gone unanswered. They blamed a glitch in routing software and apologized for the inconvenience. But parents tell Fox 61.
Did you have safety concerns?
Yeah, of course. It's my kids.
The problems persist.
We were sitting outside waiting for almost an hour, waiting for the bus to pick them up in the morning, and I have to call the school and tell them that she's not absent. And
2 hours in the rain. I was like, this is crazy. As soon as I was about to leave, another bus came and decided to take them to school. It wasn't even her route.
They were shocked to hear Waterbury's superintendent tell Fox 61.
Matt, the issues that you just brought up, like students waiting hours, we've not seen any evidence of that.
So as for that Board of Ed meeting that parents say they plan to attend, that's going to be again at 5:30 this coming Thursday at the Waterbury Arts Magnet School. Now, the superintendent has claimed that this year they have more of their staff answering the phones, trying to get back to parents than ever before, and more bus drivers than they have bus routes. So she said, unlike last year during the pandemic, this year's staffing has not been a challenge. We're live here outside Waterbury City Hall. Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.
All right, Matt, thank you. We have an update now out of Farmington, where state police say the rug pulled from the Farmington River yesterday, in fact, has no ties to any criminal case. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is in Farmington now with what we know.
Police tell us the rug was tested and is not related to any criminal case. Police say this rug was found yesterday by a social media influencer in the Farmington River. And that part of the Farmington River is just miles from where a search for Jennifer Dulos once took place. Police say they investigated for several hours and say there were stains on the rug, but tests showed it was not blood. Police found several other rugs in the area. Local kayakers told police they used them to launch kayaks into the river and then bring them back in. The rugs help cover the vegetation. The investigation was happening in the area of Farmington Avenue and Winnemassa Lane. After the social media influencer Sean Austin found the rug, he called Farmington police, who called state police for assistance. He did tell us he gave a statement to police last night. Austin is a paranormal investigator. He and a team of divers pulled the rug out of the river, which he told us was tied to cinder blocks. He live streamed the process of getting the rug out of the river on YouTube and TikTok, which now has millions of views. His team claimed the rug was related to Jennifer Dulos, but again, police have now said that is not true. This investigation was happening just a few miles from the house police searched last year, owned by Fotis Dulos, after he was arrested in connection to his estranged wife Jennifer Dulos' disappearance. Jennifer has been missing since 2019. There have been several roadblocks in her case. Fotis committed suicide after being charged in her murder, and investigators have still not found her remains. Again, I want to stress state police saying this rug has no ties to any criminal investigation. And state police are also reminding the public, if you ever find anything that could be evidence in a criminal case, to immediately call 911 so nothing is contaminated. In Farmington, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 News.
Well, beginning tomorrow, a second trial will begin for Alex Jones. This time, it's happening here in Connecticut. Jones has called the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting a hoax. Prosecutors say Alex Jones caused victims' families emotional and psychological harm from his claims. The trial will be held in Waterbury. A 6-member jury will hear evidence on how much Jones should pay the families, since he's already been found liable for damages.
Well, new tonight, the Mohegan Tribe's chief has been sworn in as Treasurer of the United States, marking the first time a Native American has served in that role. Chief Lynn Malerba was given her oath by the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, in Washington, D.C. this afternoon. President Biden first appointed Chief Malerba back in June. The Mohegan Tribe's chairman releasing a statement saying in part, quote, "This appointment is an honor for her and for our tribe, and it is well deserved. The nation will be stronger with her serving in the administration." And by the way, treasurer is a position within the Treasury Department which largely advises other department heads, including the Secretary of the Treasury. Still to come here on the news at 5. A sigh of relief for commuters as the Hartford line returns to full service. Their reaction after weeks of taking the bus instead.
Most significant investment since President Eisenhower's interstate highway system.
President Biden is in Boston today. We're tracking his announcements about airport improvements. That's next.
Plus, local leaders talking environment, the impact they say the Inflation Reduction Act will have on efforts here in Connecticut.
And this evening, the weather is very nice all across southern New England. Tomorrow, we have a chance for showers and storms in this warmth and humidity. We'll time it all out ahead.